My guest is a multi talented combination of scientific expertise, business savvy, and enthusiasm for health and wellness. As the owner of the Med Writers and Makeup Supplement, she is an author, speaker, mentor, and thought leader. She has a doctorate in biomedical sciences, a master's in management, and years of experience as a senior scientist at a Fortune 500. 2018, she was awarded the SBA Miami's Woman Owned Small Business Person of the Year. Please welcome to Living Your Life, a person who ignores the adversities of sickle cell, Dr. Karen VIEIRA. Welcome to Living Your Life, Dr. Karen. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
You know what? I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna start ignoring the adversities of sickle cell. That's how I would start because that means you got to be reminded that you have it.
I do, and the disease will remind me that I have it. But when other people try to remind me that I have it, I just
She's
brush it
brushing her
off.
shoulders off.
She brushing her shoulders
Listen,
off.
you know,
Forget
now
it
when you talk
about
about
me.
brushing your shoulders off, that's you're
Yeah.
stepping into a different arena. I think it's pretty strong,
Yeah,
quite
you
strong.
know what? You know what, Gary? I mean, like ignoring everything. You like people. Would you say what people say about you? Would you have sickle cell? And that's what you mean by ignoring it. And then the adversities of all the challenges they put in front of you. You seem to knock them out the way. You just keep climbing anyway. And then they have to say, "Wait a minute, you can't do that because you have sickle cell." You're like, "Who?
Right. And I tell people all the time,
Who?"
I do it because I have sickle cell.
I
Because
know
I have
that's right.
something to prove. Nobody else has something to prove the way I do. I have something to prove that I can do everything that normal people without sickle cell can do.
Dr. Karen, like, if you wanted to like erase a stereotype about people with sickle cell, what would that be?
That we're all on disability, in a bed, poor, and in pain all day. And that does not have to be anybody's reality. It is difficult to climb out of it when you're in it, but once you start making some progress and you get out of it and you get a taste of being pain free, you want more of that.
Yeah.
And you'll
You know,
live
I
your
like
lifestyle to make that happen.
I like what she said, climbing out of it, because one thing that I always tell my patients is, and I heard it on some talk show. So if somebody's listening to this, I'm giving you the credit. I just don't know who you are. Your attitude affects your altitude, right?
Correct.
So if you're just constantly, oh, I got this, I got that, then you'll never fly high. But you
Mhm.
can't climb out of it. But when you have a good attitude, then you can climb out of anything because it will allow you to have greater altitude. And I think that that means so much because the power of positive thinking, we know, means everything. I mean, it's documented. We know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Dr. Karen, like let's just go back for a second because I just want to get to know you as the person. You're having sickle cell disease. I have sickle cell disease. And we're sitting here talking, and like I love the way you said like the stereotype. Hey, that's a stereotype that we clearly don't agree with. But as a kid, growing up, high school, years, middle school, having these issues with sickle cell, what was said to you and done to you back then?
Oh, it was hard. I mean, I think the hardest part was that my mom, bless her heart, she meant well. She wanted to tell everyone that I had sickle cell. I wasn't normal. I couldn't do what everybody else could do. So it was like before I even got somewhere, whether it was a new school, a new activity, or I'm going to somebody's house, a party, a sleepover, before I even got there, it was like the sickle cell preceded me.
Oh
Yes,
God.
yes, yes. I've had that. Like, come on, man, my boyfriend. I can't even have a boyfriend.
I
He
used
got
to
to
be
know
like,
too.
Mom, shh.
Yeah, she is like you
But I
killed
know
our
she
whole
meant
life.
well. I know she
Yeah,
meant well, and it was for my own good. And she's like, okay, she can't overtire herself. She can't be doing this, and she needs to be hydrated, and don't let her get too hot and too worked. She had a whole list of rules wherever I was going, and I used to be just so embarrassed.
But you know what though? She put people on alert because a person with sickle cell with shortness of breath and a fever has new overwhelming pneumococcal sepsis until proven otherwise, and you could die. So it's hard
Well,
to think
I
about that
actually
as a kid.
almost did die. I had meningitis when I was 5.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and the
yeah.
doctors thought I was gonna die. Obviously, I didn't.
obviously.
But
Yeah. Look
I've
at
been
this.
through it all.
You know, and so like when did you make your decision that, you know what? this is just gonna be where I'm starting to ignore the adversity of the sickle cell.
Yeah.
What age was that around?
I think when I hit middle school, it was a fresh start for me. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be in pain every day. I'm not going to be missing school. I'm not going to come in with that like sickle cell kind of cloud, over me. And I wanted to do everything that everybody else did. And I had a waiver for like PE gym. I didn't have to do it, but I would do it anyways. And some days I couldn't, obviously, and the gym teachers knew, and they didn't push me or anything, but they respected,
But you're not a killer. You're not a killer, but don't push you, right?
Right. They were like, if you want to, go ahead, but you don't.
Yeah.
You have a waiver, like you don't even have to dress out, like.
Right, but but see, they don't understand that that's the important part for the mental aspect for success. Like that's the part where you say, you know what, I'm just like everybody else.
Correct, and I needed that.
Yeah, I needed that too. I needed that same thing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even want to just be like everybody else. I wanted to be the best.
I wanted to be the best. Correct. Yeah. And so I always felt like I had to show up so much better than everybody else just to be the same. Because at any point in time, I could be, curled up in a ball, screaming in pain. So it was like that automatically took all my street cred and all my points away.
Yeah.
I had to show up so much better.
Yeah.
Dr. Kier, where are you from?
I'm originally from Barbados in the Caribbean.
So when did you come to the United States then?
When I was 18, I came over here to go to university. I went to Florida Tech, and then I went to University of Florida. And of course, same thing. My mom's like, how are you going to move to America by yourself with your sickle cell? Who's going to take care of you? And I'm like, I'm going to take care of me. I got this.
I think it's really funny that you have a lot of, I hear a lot of New York in your voice, and I hear a lot of rap references. So I just try to see where you get that.
I got
you grew up in the Bronx.
I've been well cultured since I've been in America the last 25 years.
Why is you even saying that, dog? Let me tell you something, man. Hip hop everywhere.
Hip hop is everywhere.
But Kier, she didn't just say hip hop. She talking like she's from the Bronx, and that's why I was asking. I mean,
I got a lot of friends from the Bronx, but I've lived all over the U.S. I've lived up and down the East Coast. I've lived in Chicago. I've moved around. I'm not.
Yeah. Man, come on, this is my friend, Dr. Karen. Now, come on, now. She been everywhere, dog. She been up, down.
She got street cred. That's why I was asking. Where she stomped. I was trying to know where she stomped because I was trying to hang out.
I'm finna be a patient over there. I'm finna go over there. Her facilities. I'm finna be a sickle cell patient over there.
She was drinking quarter waters on the stoops in Queens. I could hear it.
You like I wanna walk into her. I wanna walk into her like into her offices. Like when I'm in one of the waiting rooms, she said, "Yo, listen up. This is what you got right here, okay?" Like I want to hear that from my doctor. That would be a whole different doctor. Like, listen, yo, word up for real. Yo, you got to calm it down, okay? Listen, all your stuff is.
There are some doctors out there that have some culture and will speak to you like that, and I enjoy them. But I haven't yet had one of them as like my hematologist for sickle cell. But I did for a while have a really awesome hematologist. He's originally from the Bahamas, and he's in South Florida. He's retired now, but he was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much stuff I had to ask you, Dr. Karen. Listen, let's talk about this. Okay. So both of your children have the traits. Okay. Okay. But, your children have the traits, but your parents didn't know that you had sickle cell until what age?
Age 5, I had, because I was born in Barbados, they didn't have a newborn screening program back when I was born in the 70s. And so nobody knew until I was 5. My mother knew something wasn't right because I used to be sick a lot. I was always crying like I was in pain and she didn't know why. I used to tell her like I didn't want to walk, lift me up. I'm like 5 years old and she's like walking around lifting me up like I'm a baby all the time, like a toddler. But she knew something wasn't right. But until I had meningitis, then that's when they found out because the doctors were like, why would you have meningitis? Normal 5-year-old, wouldn't have this. And that's when they tested me for sickle cell. So, there's a stereotype. And I've been told many times, you're not black enough to have sickle cell.
Yeah, we know that.
Because I'm only half black, I'm not allowed.
Yeah. Like sickle cell said, we can't go in there.
Can't go in there.
It's only 50%.
You have sickle light.
Yeah. Like
look,
it's like a.
We talked to a lady one time on this podcast in Turkey,
mm-hmm. Oh
She
yeah,
looked
Oh
like
my God.
she looked like Farrah Fawcett.
correct.
thought
I
that's
have
what I
dating
was
friends
talking
all
myself
over
by
to.
the
saying that.
world with sickle cell. A
Yeah.
lot of Arab people, a lot of Mediterranean people. It's
Yes.
not just the African
Sure.
population.
Because people don't
So
realize how close Africa and Italy are.
correct. So my dad's like ancestry is Portuguese, and so Portuguese mixed with other stuff, but Mediterranean they have sickle cell too. And my mom's family is Black. They have sickle cell. They didn't even know what it was when I got diagnosed. So it was a whole awakening for my entire family, including extended family, because I had a grandmother that was like, "Oh, but they say it is a Black disease, and we not Black, we Portuguese."
Yeah. How
So
about
I
this?
don't know where you got this from. It had to
Yeah.
be you married a
Yeah.
Black wife. That's why
They,
your
they,
child
they
got
have. You
it.
said
So
they
it was
didn't
a
know
whole
anything.
education that had to happen
You
for my family, including extended family.
you say they didn't know anything about it and how to treat it. They got whole hospitals in the United States that don't know nothing about it and how to treat it.
Tell me about it. I've been in them.
Oh, I have been in them.
Been in
I
there.
have been in them. Trust me.
Yeah.
Don't get a sickle cell crisis in New York City on a Friday night. Let me just tell you.
Don't do
Wow.
it. And that
Okay.
makes no sense.
I
That
had
makes
no meds.
zero sense.
And I sat in the ER for at least 5-6 hours. Somebody offered me a cup of water about this big about 3 hours in. I was like, thanks. Good looking out.
Thank you. I'm good. Yeah.
Wow.
But you know what though? Dr. Karen, crazy you say that, but all the things that you've done now, talk to me about how you're thriving with your sickle cell now. Like, what are you doing now in your life now that makes everything worth it?
Yeah, so I have a routine and it works for me. So first of all, sickle cell people don't understand it's a disease of stress. Stress causes inflammation. Inflammation just sets off all these cascades that lead to pain for us. So I do try to keep my stress levels as low as possible. I do also have some fantastic routines. So it's about mindset. I wake up every morning, I get my mind right. I listen to my audios, I have my affirmations. It's about exercise. We need good circulation.
Wait. Does that include Nas? That include Nas and Jay-Z? These things you listen to? Because
no. That's in my fun time. That's Friday nights on the town.
Yeah. But no, but that we talked about that.
But music is medicine too.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that if I do feel stressed and I put music on, I always got to put it on something that I can sing along to, because that sing along, that reduces stress. Like I can just let stress go with a good 10 minutes of music I love. Like that's why my Friday nights or Saturday nights out, like I'm not going to recommend going clubbing to people, as like a cure or a treatment, but it is stress relief. Like if you like music and you're an extrovert, that bass line pumping and just, so it is whatever stress relief you choose that works for you. But for me, it's mindset, it's my affirmations, it's my exercise. I put my running shoes on and I get out the door and I get moving, that connection with nature. I get that sunshine. I get that. That's why I live in South Florida. I don't live in Chicago anymore because I like to be able to get outside, get the fresh air, get the exercise, the sunshine, all that comes together. I eat a very clean diet. Do I eat junk food? Yes. Do I eat it all day, every day? No. I eat fruits, vegetables, oatmeal. Like I eat a lot of healthy stuff. A lot of salads, a lot of vegetables, beets, all that good stuff.
Well, Dr. Karen, I have a question. I have a question now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know. Well, I'm telling you right now, and Dr. Aber, you're probably going to be upset with me too. I don't care. I don't care if everybody knows. Okay. It's not a vending machine I'm going to pass by. If it's a honey bun in it, I'm getting it. I don't care.
They still sell honey buns?
Girl, they in the vending machines, 24.
They still sell honey buns?
It's 125, number 24. I swear, at the barbershop every week. I'm having a honey bun. What is your junk food?
My junk food of choice is usually something involving sugar, like a dessert. Like I like chocolates and stuff like that. Now, I don't let myself, eat it all day, every day. But like if I ate healthy all day, if I know I had my like salads, I had my fruit, I had whatever. Yeah.
A honey bun?
Yeah, dog, I'm sorry. I don't care. I had what? Oh, y'all gonna judge me?
No, we're not
y'all gonna judge me now. Now y'all judging?
No, honestly.
Just because my junk food of choice
there's no judgment. There's no judgment.
Okay.
I just didn't know that they still made that iced tasty treat.
See, that's because y'all spend all y'all time in the hospital. See, I go by 7-Eleven. They in there. I go by Circle K. I go by Quick Trip. Honey buns, they got a whole section. They got them frosted honey buns. They got them iced. They got them clear. They got them glazed. I give you a honey bun. As a matter of fact, if they want to come sponsor, people with sickle cell like honey buns.
Sure. And they should be able to have some.
Okay, but I
So
don't do it
it's
all the
balance.
time though.
It's
Who makes
balance.
them?
So I
Hostess?
mean, if you're eating well, if you're hydrated, if you have supplements that you're taking, I do use a lot of supplements. I'm not consistent with taking them every day, but I use some things preventatively. Obviously, my multivitamin is a must-have. Good quality vitamins, Bs. Obviously, we need folate, but I make sure I'm getting other things in there as well. Very high quality multivitamin. Plus, I use citrulline for my circulation. I try to expand, dilate those blood vessels, make sure everything's flowing.
L-glutamine. I want you to start using L-glutamine if you ain't using it.
I have it. Of course I do. I was using it long before Indari was a thing, because as soon as I saw the first study on it, I said, okay.
Got to get that.
So that's how I roll. Like, because I'm in the National Library of Medicine, I'm in PubMed every day because that's part of one of the businesses I own is medical writing. And so as a scientist, I'm looking at all the studies, I'm looking at who's studying what with sickle cell, and I get ahead of things. I start taking it long for anybody else.
Like, I'm taking it, Dari. I feel great. I do. But it's every day. Like the energy's there, all of that.
Mhm.
But and then and see, Dr. Hebert, it's like you do so much, Dr. Karen. Like you're a gene therapy researcher.
Yeah, so I did that was pure selfishness. I did my doctorate in molecular biology, specifically in a lab that was studying sickle cell. Because guess what? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for a cure. So I did at that time,
What did you say, Dr. Karen? Yeah, I'm ready for a cure.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I mean, purely selfish. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a humanitarian. I care about the other sicklers out there. I know there's lots of us warriors out here pushing forward, waiting to get cured. But at that time, for me, I needed to do that to be involved in the gene therapy research that was happening, to feel like I'm helping to push a cure forward. And I did that for many years. The reason I actually left from doing that is because I actually felt like, things weren't moving forward as fast as I wanted them to. It was very frustrating because I'm emotionally attached to the outcome. Right? So imagine as your job, if you're like trying to fix your own self and it's not going well every day, it's very taxing.
Dr. Karen, I was asking so everybody that's watching, they'll know, what is the job of a gene research therapy? What is that?
Yeah, so gene therapy research is, everybody knows about CRISPR now. Oh my gosh, people speak my language. I hear people, sickle cell warriors talking about, hey, you heard about that CRISPR? I'm like, oh. So that's molecular biology. That's gene therapy right there, where you're taking out the mutated genes and you're putting in genes that are normal and you're curing the disease. That's gene therapy. So it's actually come to fruition, all these years later, decades. I've been working. I started working in the sickle cell field in 2000. We had 2023. So 20 some years later, now we're actually looking at on the cusp of approved CRISPR gene therapy for sickle cell. So I'm very ecstatic about that.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna eat a honey bun for this.
Yeah, look, let me tell you something. That if we can cross over into that rarefied air where we can have talk cure, like, and not just cure, meaning $5 million per person, where you got to be on, immunosuppressives for the rest of your life and all this kind of stuff. I'm talking about a cure where you don't have to do nothing else.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a real cure. They've been peddling fake cures to us for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's an 80% chance it'll work. It's a 10% chance you'll die. I'm like, that's not
exactly.
Yeah. I don't want the percentage to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just keep, matter of fact, give my sickle cells back. I keep mine.
Yeah,
I just keep my cells.
Yeah,
give mine back.
I'll keep my oxidative stress in check.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I've been, give me some Delighted. I'll be doing good. I'll be all right. Just give me that and I'll be out of here.
I got my little baggie of Delighted always, just in case. I don't need it most of the time.
Yeah.
99.999% of the time, I do not need it.
Yeah. Because I just love the fact that you do all these things, and I can see how you're ignoring adversities when you're doing all these wonderful things because you're also an entrepreneur and you own two companies.
Yeah.
You have the Med Writers and Make a Supplement. So talk to me about Med Writers. What does Med Writers do?
Yeah, we do medical writing just as it sounds. I have found a bunch of other nerds like myself, PhDs, MDs, PharmDs, etc., that are passionate about writing and can actually write. No disrespect to other scientists and doctors out there, but most of us are not good writers. Communication is not our strong point. So, but there are a small select few of us that are very good writers. And so that ability to write well, tell a story, and that knowledge in terms of being a scientist, a physician, a pharmacist, whatever it is, there's lots of companies out there that need that. So we work heavily within the healthcare, pharmaceutical, biotech, medical device, health and wellness, supplements. We write marketing, and we also write more technical documents, like when a lot of the researchers are trying to write up their studies to publish. For example, we had a contract with the Army helping some of their researchers write up and publish some of their studies, write up grant proposals to get funding for more research, that type of stuff. So we're out here doing it, trying to move healthcare forward and help more and more people understand about their conditions and how to be well and live well.
You know what, Dr. Hebert, I just found out right now?
What?
I have failed as a sickle cell person. I ain't doing this much.
You talking about because of the honey buns?
Nah, man, just because all the stuff she doing, man, I am not. I have failed the public.
Oh, I thought you meant because of the Doritos.
Nah, man, ain't Doritos, man. Did you hear all the stuff she doing for just for one company?
Yeah.
I think that's just. I mean, you are really ignoring the adversities.
You have
that
to.
Alone.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get stuck in it. You can't just be all in it all day. You gotta just move forward.
Yeah. So now you got another company on top of the Med Writers. You got another company called Make a Supplement. Now, Make a Supplement. I'm assuming y'all are making supplements for people with sickle cell, or just supplements for everybody.
Supplements for everybody. So where that came about is because I do know a lot about supplements, since I personally use them for my own well-being. I learned a lot. I'm self-taught, so I'm not a naturopathic doctor by training, but I'm self-taught in the herbs and the natural compound space. I actually used to be a scientist at Kraft Foods before I started the companies. And so I did a lot of work with, food compatible compounds. So these are natural compounds that you could add to foods. And so I'm very, very versed in it. And I realized there's a lot of people out there that have a passion for supplements. They want to start a supplement, but they don't know how, because they're not scientists, they're not doctors, they're just kind of trying to figure it out. So I started coming in as a consultant, and we have a couple other people on our team, PhDs as well, that are really versed in it. Over the years, I've worked with different naturopathic doctors and so on as well. And we come in, all the way from like the solopreneurs just with an idea. The most common thing that happens is we have somebody that says, oh, well, I suffer from migraines and I take this, and this, and it prevents it. But I want to put it together and make a product that like people can just buy, like one thing, not like 10 things. So we help people formulate, and we help them, make a little test batch. Is it working as it needs to? Help them find the manufacturer, and really just off to the races with it. But we also work with bigger established brands. Over the years, we've worked with Life Extension, Twin Lab, a lot of the bigger brand name supplement companies that you'll know out there we've worked with.
That's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff here.
When you stay busy, you don't have time to have sickle cell.
I know that's right.
See, I'm just going to tell you, that's why I failed the people. I have not.
Don't say that, man.
I'm not doing enough.
You got this podcast.
You're right here. You're doing it.
That's podcast, baby. That's podcast.
No. Well, I need a podcast and a supplement company, obviously. I need some.
Come on in.
Is it possible we could put supplements in? We could put honey buns in supplements. Can we do that?
We could use honey
bun flavored supplement for you.
Yeah, we could use honey.
Yeah.
We got to leave off the bun.
Yeah,
but
I got it.
Honey buns be too stale for me.
Now, not only Dr. Hebert is she, we've covered so much. Not only is she has two companies, okay, we got those, right? Not only is she was a gene therapy researcher, we've got that. Now watch this, Dr. Hebert. Here we go again. This is where I know I failed the people at. Dr. Karen is a health, cancer, and weight loss coach as well.
Yeah, well, you know what happens. You know how our people are, right? Like if they see you out there and you're like living good and looking good and feeling good, they're like, "How you did that? I want that."
How,
Yeah,
how you did that?
yeah.
Where
I
they do
want
that
So
that.
at?
I mean, that's how it started, right? Because so many people would come to me and they'd be like, "Hey, help! Like you're doing good, I'm not doing good. Show me how to do good."
Yeah.
And so I started, just coaching people on their health. People would come to me, I got high cholesterol, diabetes, or pre-diabetic. I don't want to end up on medication. Help me. And so I started just coaching people because this was stuff that I was doing in my medical writing business anyways. I'm looking at the studies. I'm writing up all this information to educate the public. And so it's like, I feel like God gave me all his knowledge, not for me to hoard it for just me. Let me help somebody. Now, I'm not going to go out there and try to be a physician. I'm not trying to see 20 patients, an hour like these physicians be doing. But when people come to me and they're really struggling, I will take them on if I have the time and do some coaching and try to help, get them back to a good place. Now, the cancer coaching can be exhausting, and I've done it and I've lost patients, and it breaks my heart. And I did it because my dad died when I was 20. He had esophageal cancer. And so I have a soft spot, for that. And I know that there are ways to cure cancer, just like there's ways for preventing myself from being one of those sickle cell warriors that's laid up in a bed on Dilaudid all day. So I try to share the knowledge I have. Somehow just people find me, I guess, and I have a hard time saying no. So that's how I just stumbled into that.
Wow, that's a lot of
Man.
stuff.
No, Dr. Bear, I failed.
Look. I'm tired just thinking about what happens during the day to
Yeah.
day. You
My
don't wore me
calendar is
out.
packed all day, every day.
You don't wore me out, player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you
I wear
something.
myself out from the time my feet hit the ground in the morning at 6 something to when I go to bed at 9:30, 10:30, whatever time at night. I'm on the go, and I got two kids, single parent. I've been divorced. My ex-husband and I split 2012, so I've been doing this more than a decade on my own. My kids are now 16 and 12.
And your mom too. Look, what day in heaven was they passing all this knowledge? Cause I didn't get none.
Is
I was over there
motivation
praying. I ain't
too.
getting
Because
line for
I
none
have
of this.
sickle cell, I have to show up better than everybody else just to be on that same level with them.
And you really do. I mean, you really do because it is the 90% of the battle is up here. It's all in here.
This is
And,
all the
and,
battle. The
and
rest
that's
of the
the
stuff
battle we
is
have to
easy if
fight.
you got this right. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And that's why the first thing I do in the morning is my meditation. I listen to my affirmations and I get outside. I get that exercise. I'm always listening to something positive while I'm exercising, some kind of podcast or audiobook or
You
something.
got it. With sickle cell, that's one thing that we haven't really talked about a lot. But we had a supermodel on here one time, and I think she was kind of looked just like you because y'all beautiful ladies look the same. But we talked about how you eat, but we don't really talk a lot about moving your joints because you get
It's
very
super
stiff.
important.
You gotta move. I don't care. People
Super
say
important.
I don't have enough money to be in a health club. You don't need that.
You
Just
don't
while
need
you're
it.
watching TV, grab 2 bottles of water and curl in. You just got to keep it moving,
There
Just
you
man.
keep
go.
moving. It doesn't matter. Because I live in South Florida by choice. Thank goodness I'm able to afford whatever lifestyle I want. And I've chosen to live here because of the weather. Because I can open my door, put my running shoes on, and just go outside every day and get that movement based exercise. But if you don't have that, YouTube, come on, put on whatever video, whatever floats your boat, walk away the pounds, get a little, light aerobics, whatever it is. If you've got some little free weights, even if they're 2 pounds, curl them, do whatever you
You
got to
keep
do,
doing
but
that.
you got to move every day.
How to
You
move.
got to move that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have to ask you this too, Doc. I want to ask you this too. Okay, I have to ask you this because you've done all of this stuff. You're clearly thriving. You're clearly going above and beyond. You clearly are nailing this. You're doing all this, but then you have. I mean, I'm talking about just a nice jump shot. You nailing everything. You're not missing because on top of that now, uh, it says reading your bio. If someone wants to get their company to the top of Google, Now we had a whole nother job. Now we had something else. So let's just start. Gene therapy researcher, got 2 companies, lifestyle coach. Now, if you want to get your company to the top of Google, what is that about?
Well, so we do a lot of marketing, right? So a lot of the companies that work with my company, the Med Writers, for content writing, not the more technical stuff. They want content on their websites and stuff like that. They come back to us and they're just so excited because we're able to get them to the top of the search engines. And it's a combination of things. This can't work if you have a crappy website. It has to be built correctly on the back end because the search engines care about your site speed. It has to load quickly. Everything has to be correct. So assuming that you have a well-built website, which if you don't, our developer would fix it before we start putting content on there for you. But the content is super important. It's about understanding the keywords, where the competition is, putting those keywords into well-written content. I'm not talking about fluff that came out of some AI, not knocking AI. AI has its uses. But if you're using ChatGPT to write your blog post, by the way, the search engine knows that. And they're like, meh, right? But if you have content on a healthcare website and it's written by doctors, right, that have a bio on there, Google is going to say, oh, wait, Dr. Karen VIEIRA, I see her all over the internet. She knows what she's talking about. She's got doctor in front of her name. You got all the right keywords. Your website is running correctly on the back end. That's going to elevate you into a top spot. So you want to make sure that you're using credibility, you're using keywords. You got to really understand the keyword research game, and then you got to have a well-built website.
Well, you know what, Doc, I'm talking about you have really passed all the adversities. It has been a pleasure talking to you today. I've enjoyed it. I have one final question for you. I just have to ask you this. What's your favorite city to live in?
Oh, man, definitely hands down it was Chicago. I love Atlanta, too, and Atlanta's a very close second.
Chicago?
I used to live in Chicago.
With this sickle
Chicago's
cell?
like New York, but it's
New York.
And it doesn't
Chicago.
smell like homeless urine. It's awesome.
We can only live in Chicago for 3 months.
Without freezing to death.
Well, that's why
I have a crisis by
That's
September.
why I left. Snow doesn't fall there in inches. It falls in feet.
Well, Dr. Karen VIEIRA, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I've enjoyed it. You really are living your life. I'm talking about all the things you're doing for us. Keep it up, and please come back if you want to and let us know how you're doing again. I appreciate you so much. It's a pleasure, friend. I've enjoyed you. Yes, it has been. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Ms. Karen VIEIRA. Doc, you've been great, man. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for having me.